Yeah. What's going on, everyone? All right, here we go, healers. We're getting this in the announcements pinned to the top. I keep saying this a million times because I feel like repetition is key in our business. Let's just keep saying the same thing over and over. We are in the announcements section pinned to the top. If you're on the replay, hello. So excited for you to be here watching the replays. You're going to get just as much value, I'm sure. And holy guacamole, I am so honored and grateful for the next speaker. First off, it's his birthday. I'm going to embarrass him. Happy birthday to you. Oh my God, his birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bob. Happy birthday to you. Can we say thank God I'm a network marketer? Because I can't sing worth ish, dude, like at all. They love Bob. It's already all your homies are here, Bob. So with that being said, I want to get right into it. He is going to be speaking on love, serve, grow, and leadership framework. And I've got to let you know, this was my very first coach in this industry. Yes, back in 2017, I was stalking Bob. Actually, before that, I stalked him on Periscope. And when I had a different brand, and then when I was going for rebranding, came to Bob. He was the first person to help me with the Moms and Heels. He was the first person to help me with SOS. Yes, people. He said, find an acronym. He was the one that helped me. Like literally, I'm so grateful for him. And I'm so honored that I get to share one of my mentors with all of you. So Bob is the founder of Your Virtual Upline, a training resource for the new wave of network marketers that put love, service, and giving at the heart of their business and want strategies and techniques that work in the world we live in today. I learned impact over profit from him. That's how I operate. Because of him. Margie says, I met Marina Simone at his event 2.5 years ago. Yes, I was on his stage. I almost threw up on a stage. I never told him that. But anyway, so without further ado, I'm so grateful. Pound that heart button for him. I'm going to bring him on. He is going to blow your minds away. And he's got something at the end for you as well. So Bob, I'm so excited to have you.
Hey, I'm fired up to be here. Thanks for having me. And I got to say, I love the fact that the word love is written behind you on that wall. So that's very, very appropriate for my topic today. But I have to give a shout out to Marina. You know, she and I have known each other over the last couple of years, and I was fortunate enough to be a coach of hers. And it's just been really cool to watch her progress and her growth and really what she's creating in the world. And I know I'm not telling all of you anything you don't already know because you're here, but I just have to give a shout out to Marina and really appreciative to be here. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into my topic because I'm essentially going to be teaching you something here in the next 30 minutes that on a good day probably would take me about 90 to do. So if you permit me to, I'm going to kind of get right to it, and I'm going to cut out all the fluff, and I'm going to just give all of you the best stuff that I have on the topic of leadership. And for those of you that get some value out of this segment, I will share with you a way that if we're not connected, that we can connect, and you can learn more about this concept that I'm going to be teaching you today, which is this thing that we call love, serve, grow. So in our business, we specialize in leadership training, leadership coaching, leadership development for network marketers. It's the thing that we do. And we have a very different approach to leadership that I like to call legacy leadership. 3 years ago, I founded something that we call the Legacy Leader Movement. And this idea of legacy leadership is based off these three simple but life-changing words or values, whatever you want to call them. And those three words are love, serve, and grow. I'm going to give you the short version on what love, serve, grow basically teaches us. I believe that not only is it the key to us getting literally everything we want in our business and in our life, a bigger business, better financial state, a bigger team, the feelings that we're looking for, happiness, joy, and fulfillment. It's literally the key to anything you want in life. But I also believe it is literally the purpose of every single one of our lives. And here's what love, serve, grow teaches us. If we can understand what it means to put love at the center of our business and in our life and have that become the foundation from which we live and lead, we start to approach our business from a very different mindset. We start to approach it from a mindset of service, not sales. I will tell you, in my experience, one of the biggest reasons why people in this profession struggle is because they possess a sales mindset. They think of themselves in their business as a salesperson. And that leads them to take a series of actions and behaviors that can create success for them. Like, you can make money selling. And when I say selling, I don't mean just selling products, I mean recruiting as well. You can make money approaching your business from a sales perspective. But here's the thing. You'll never achieve true freedom in your life. You will never build a business that gives you time and financial freedom with any other thing other than service. See, a service mindset means that you put other people's needs before your own. It means that you build a business with the foundation of systems, not teaching sales strategies that rely on the talents and the individual abilities of the person on your team. But here's the thing. Love, Serve, Grow teaches us that the more we love and the more we serve, the more we grow. And what I have learned and what I truly believe to be true is that network marketing, the profession that you all are a part of, no matter what you call it, you might have a different word for it, whatever. Your business is a leadership development program with a compensation plan attached to it. And as you grow yourself, now here's the thing, growth only comes through love and service. Fear will never allow you to grow. Selling will never give you the wisdom that you need in order to become a better version of yourself. Because when you're selling, you're constantly focused on getting. Now, fear leads you to sell because fear will tell you you're not good enough. Fear will tell you you're not worthy. So we go out and we fall into something that I call the achievement trap, where we hustle and push so hard to hit the big goals and dreams we have for our lives, the rank advancements, the money, the cars, the houses, because on some level we believe that those things will make us more worthy, that they will make us feel better. And we fall into this trap where we constantly need the approval of other people. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others. And no matter how much you get, it will never be enough. See, when we can start from love and we can focus on service, we begin to grow, and you will begin to attract everything you've ever wanted in your life will come as a byproduct of that. So now that I've introduced you to this framework, and all of our teaching, all of our programs are built on this Love, Serve, Grow framework, I want to concentrate on what I believe to be the most important concept when it comes to not only learning this, but applying it in your life. And I want to start with love. So the love piece of the equation really comes down to one important word, and that word is belief. Now, here's the interesting thing about belief, and you've probably heard the word uttered at least a handful of times. And you can't possibly attend a network marketing training and hear somebody talk about belief. And look, we all rationally, we know belief is important. I remember the first time I went to a training, the first thing I heard was, you got to believe. You got to have strong belief. And I was like, okay, I get it. But here's the problem. How does someone that has never achieved anything extraordinary in their life, how does somebody that has never thought about building a business before, has failed at most of the things, if I'm honest, that I've tried in my life, that never thought of myself as a leader, and I certainly don't look at myself as a successful entrepreneur, how can someone like that just all of a sudden, with the flip of a switch, start to believe? See, here's the biggest problem that most people have in this profession. We intuitively understand we need to believe, but we have no idea how to actually start the process. We lack the awareness and we lack a framework to help us build belief. And what we have created with this Love, Serve, Grow framework is a process that will teach you how to build belief. Now, the specific process that we teach all of our students, we call the formula for transformation. I truly believe it is the most important training that I've ever gone through in my life. It is like, I don't know how you can live in the world we live in today without understanding what we teach in this program. And there are a lot of other versions and iterations of people that teach similar things. But once again, we specialize specifically in helping network marketing leaders step into their own power, to step into that leadership role. And the number one thing they need to do that is belief. They need to understand how to build belief. Because here's the one thing I've learned. You want to talk about leadership. The number one thing that you can do for your team is to build the foundation of your own belief. See, here's the thing. The thing that people need on your team more than anything is for you to believe in them. I can't tell you how many times the students of ours will come to me and they'll say, Bob, how do I get my team to believe? How do I get my team to believe more in themselves? And my answer is always very simple. Stop focusing on them and focus on yourself. Because here's what you don't realize. If you're struggling to get your team to believe, it's because you don't yet believe. See, it's impossible to fill someone else's cup if yours is empty. And the thing, if we can learn how to do, if we can learn how to start looking inside our own minds, and we realize this very important thing, that the moment you finally start to believe in yourself and who you are in your business and your ability to go out and do this, you will automatically start to shift the beliefs of the people that you work with. But here's the problem. We all have what we refer to as a core story in our business. See, a belief is really nothing more than a story. Like, our beliefs are not true. They're simply our own interpretation of the circumstances in our lives, where we don't experience life as it is. We experience life as we perceive it to be. See, the analogy that I use, the beliefs that you have about yourself and what you do in your business are like a pair of glasses. And if you hold a limiting belief about yourself in your business, it's like wearing a pair of red sunglasses. And here's the interesting thing. When you look out into the world, the only thing you will ever see is the color red. And that's what our mind does. We possess limiting beliefs about ourselves that hold us back. And what we do is we look out into the world, the circumstances of our lives, and all our mind allows us to notice is the negative. It's all we focus on. See, there's a term for this. It's called confirmation bias. If deep down inside you believe you're not enough and you're not worthy, all you will find is proof of the world of that thing. Even when evidence of something else exists, you won't see it. You'll accomplish things that you don't allow yourself to take credit for. If you create success from this place, you won't even allow yourself to enjoy the success, right? Because you'll always feel like an imposter. And this is the reason why most people never succeed. See, a lot of people hold the false belief that our actions create our results. And that's not true. Your actions do not create your results. I'll prove it to you. Now, I can't see everybody. Oh, there we go. I see the comments now. Let me ask you a question. Is there anybody here on this right now that is literally doing and saying exactly what they've been taught to do? So maybe you're doing exactly what Marina has been teaching you to do. You're doing exactly what your upline has been teaching you to do. And for some reason, it's working for them, but it's not working for you. How many people are doing and saying the right things, but they're still not seeing the results? Just drop a yes in the comments and let me know. This is one of the most common things that we hear from people. Now, here's the question I want you to ask yourself. How could that humanly be possible? That one person does and says the same thing as you, it works for them and it doesn't work for you. Well, there's only one explanation. Your actions don't create your results. Here's what matters. It's the intentions and the energy behind the actions. See, you can take all the right actions, but if you have limiting beliefs behind that, negative feelings, negative thoughts, you're never going to see the results you want because people can sense that. See, our beliefs create our results. It doesn't matter how hard you work. It doesn't matter how bad you want it. If you don't believe, you'll never have it. We've had students of ours, literally, that come to our programs that, have been stuck for years, that come to our program and in a matter of weeks, completely break through and transform their results. And anytime I see that happen, I always ask them, I say, what changed? They say, I did. They said, one of the things that you've made me realize is that I literally have never even given myself a chance to be successful because I've never truly believed in myself. I've said the right things. I've taken the right actions. I've put in the time, but I've lacked the belief because I had a core story about myself that was holding me back. Here's the beautiful part about this. Once you understand this and you stop, here's the key thing I want to teach you how to do. Stop allowing your story to define you and you define your story. See, in any moment, you can become aware of the story you have and begin the process of choosing another story that in that moment, you are already creating better results. Here's the thing, the life-changing realization that I've had. The results you see in front of you today are evidence of the past stories and beliefs that you held. See, the limiting beliefs and the negative stories that you told yourself about yourself yesterday led you to the actions you see today, or the results. Now, here's what's so crazy once you understand this. How ludicrous is it that we keep looking to our results for proof of what we think is possible for ourselves of tomorrow? We keep looking to our results for our belief, and no wonder we just keep repeating the same results over and over and over again. See, it starts in your mind. We teach something in our program called personal freedom. I hear very few people in this profession talk about this aspect of freedom. Personal freedom is mastering your own mind. It is the first of all the freedoms that you must master. Once you learn how to master your own mind, you are now on the fast track to the time and the financial freedom that you've been looking for. But I'm going to teach you how to do this. So let's get into this idea of your core story. Every single one of us has one of two core stories. It's the story that you most frequently tell yourself about yourself. Now, most likely, you're not even aware you do this. It's completely subconscious. Now, the two stories that we tell ourselves is either one of fear or one of love. See, here's what I want you to realize. Literally every single thought, belief, story, feeling, and action, everything in your life comes from either fear or love. There is no other source of anything you do. In every moment, every decision you make comes from fear or love. Here's the problem most people have. The predominant place that all of their thoughts, feelings, actions come from is fear. See, fear are what we call a red light story. Now, your red light story about yourself is a negative limiting belief. It's one of scarcity, where you're not enough blank. You fill it in. We all have these stories of scarcity. I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not this enough, right? Fear and a red light story is one of scarcity, right? It's where, listen closely, we base our sense of self-worth in what we do. We base our sense of self-worth in our achievements, our rank, our commission checks, the amount of followers we have on social media. And all this leads us to do is constantly seek the approval of others in order to validate our own decisions. See, a core red light story of scarcity and fear will always lead you to compare yourself to others. Looking to social media, looking at all your negative qualities and comparing it to someone else's best qualities. See, if you hold a core red light story about yourself, one of scarcity, one of unworthiness, here's the problem. 100% of the time, that will lead you to negative feelings and negative results. Look, if you don't have what you want in life right now, it's because you have a core red light story about yourself. There is literally no other reason. There's no other possible result. Limiting beliefs guarantee limited results. See, some of you have been putting in the hours. You've been grinding. You've been working. You've been doing everything for years, and you've barely made any progress. And it's because you've been focusing in the wrong place. Success is not a matter of doing. It's a matter of being. It is an inside-out game. The way you transform the world you see outside of you is you transform the world that is inside of you. You start with the unseen. So here's the shift I want to help you to make. I want you to imagine this analogy. Okay, this is such a powerful analogy. I have to be honest. I didn't make this analogy up. I forget where I first heard it, but I was like, this is so dead on. I want you to imagine the analogy of you're standing there and you're looking down on the ground and you are staring at the number 6. It's a huge 6 in big red, 10 feet by 10 feet. It is literally, you have spent your entire life has been defined by the number 6. Now, the number 6 represents your core red light story. Every single thing in your life is controlled by 6. And you are so certain it is a 6 because you've been looking at it, focusing on it, thinking about it your entire life. Every single time you try to put yourself out there in pursuit of your dreams, prospecting, trying to do something bigger or better with your life, you're looking at 6. 6 is telling you what is and isn't possible. 6 is your red light story. It has literally created everything you have today. It has kept you from everything you have ever wanted, everything that God has created to be a possibility in your life. The gifts and the potential inside of you have never been shown to the world because of 6. Here's what we teach people to do. Here's what I'm inviting you to do. To understand that your beliefs are not true. Your beliefs are not who you are. You are not your stories. You are not your beliefs. All your beliefs are, all your story is it is a perspective. It is an interpretation. It's most likely not even yours. Your parents probably taught you you were a 6 when you were young. Something probably happened to you that made you decide that you are a 6. You've just been thinking about 6 for so long, you don't know any other reality. See, mastering your mind, this process that we teach through this thing we teach called the formula for transformation, here's all that it does, is it wakes you up to understand that this story, this core story that you've been holding on to, this certainty that this number is a 6 is a complete lie. It is not true. And here's what we invite you to do. And here's where your life will change. When you can step away from the 6, step to the side of the 6, and recognize, wait a minute, there's another perspective to the circumstances of my life. Hold on a second. What if I step to the other side? Now, wait a minute. So Bob, what you're telling me is that I've lived my entire life thinking 6, that I'm not enough, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthy, that I'm not like other people. It has literally kept me from everything. Oh, Bob, you're telling me that it doesn't have to be a 6? Because wait a minute. If I step to this other side, what I'm looking at right now is not a 6 anymore. It's actually a 9. So you're telling me that it could be a 9. I could live a 9 life. I don't have to have the core red light story. I can create a green light story about my life where it's not that I'm not good enough. I am worthy. I am enough. I am capable. It's not a story of where my value is based in what I do. It's me understanding that I'm valuable and worthy because of who I am. Look, I'm telling you, you are not worthy because of what you do. You are not worthy because of your accomplishments. You are not worthy because of the size of your following on social media. You will never be more worthy in your life than you are right now in this moment. You are worthy because of who you are. You are worthy because you exist. You are worthy because you were created in the image of God. There is literally not another person in the universe like you. Look, if you believe in any kind of a creator of any form, any higher power, and you believe that you were created in his image, then you must, by definition, believe that you have that same creative power that lies inside of you. Here's the thing. You've never even given yourself a chance. You've never even given yourself a chance to share the gifts that you have with the world because you've been living your life by 6. See, when you step to the 9 and you start focusing on a different story about yourself, you start affirming your worth. You stop comparing yourself to others. You start accepting what God created you to be. Listen, I've got some advice to you. Stop wishing that you were somebody that you're not. Appreciate the miracle of your own creation. You don't have to be anybody but yourself to become massively successful in your business. And when you do this, when you step around and you invite yourself to take a different perspective, to adopt a new core story about your life, one that no longer will be defined by the number 6, not one of limitation, not one of fear, not one of scarcity, but you decide right now and in every moment for the rest of your life, you will choose love. You will choose abundance. You will choose worthiness. You will choose acceptance. You will choose appreciation. And in the process of doing that, you will completely transform the way that you feel in your business. You will finally have belief, which will lead you to being more confident, which will lead you to doing and saying things you've never done. And over time, you will start to see results you've never had. See, here's what you have to realize. People struggle with this. We teach this to them and they struggle with it because they say, Bob, it can't be that simple. You're telling me that I literally can change my life by just believing the 6 is a 9, by just changing my perspective. And I say, yes, it is that simple. But that's the reason why most people struggle, because they don't believe it's that simple. Here's what I will share with you. It's simple, but it ain't easy. It's not easy changing your core story because, let's be honest, you've had it your entire life. It's such a part of who you are. Some of you, even though it's not what you want, you'll be hard pressed to let it go because it defines you and it provides you with a sense of certainty. And it's scary stepping into a new realm, a new state of being, but it's what you must do. See, here's what begins to happen. When you start in the moment, mastering your mind just means you recognize when you slip back into that old story. That's not true. I need to choose the new story. Write the new story out. Look at it. Focus on it. Here's what you got to realize. Belief is a habit. It is a skill that any one of you can develop, but you got to have the right practice. Now, this is what we teach people to do. We teach them how to practice this thing called the formula for transformation, which basically requires you to get all of this stuff that's in your head out of your head on paper. And we have a framework, literally a worksheet, that will show you how to begin to start this process of shifting your core story. And this, above and beyond, look, I'm sure you all got some amazing training this weekend. I know Marina, I know she's delivering the goods, and every single thing you learned was valuable, but I'm going to just tell you this right now. There's not a single thing that you have learned this weekend that's ever going to make a measurable difference in your life unless you do this first. See, the problem is some of you have been looking in the wrong place for far too long. And what I want you to realize is that you can do this. You know, people say, Bob, I don't know if I can shift my core story. I don't believe it. Well, listen, here's what you just have to recognize. Look, it's not an accident that you're here today. It's not an accident that you said yes to this profession. It is not an accident that you've been connected to a company with products and an opportunity that can literally transform and change people's lives. It is not an accident that you are still here long after most people have quit because they didn't have a dream or a desire that was big enough. It is not an accident. You are being called to something so much bigger in your business. You have a purpose for yourself in your business that is so much bigger than just making money and so much bigger than just hitting a rank. You are being called into leadership to change people's lives. This business model will allow you to create a legacy for your life. It will allow to give you total freedom in your life. But you've got to start getting connected to that bigger purpose. And here's the last thing I'll share with you, because this is the biggest challenge that anybody that I teach this to, this is the biggest challenge that they face. They start this process. We get fired up. We say, okay, I got it, man. This dude, Bob, I am fired up. I'm going to change my core story. No more red light story. I'm a green light story. I'm going to do it. And we start, we take the actions, but then here's the problem. The results don't show up. And what do? What have we done our whole life? We stop. We're inconsistent. Look, I need you to understand this is a whole new level of accountability around inconsistency. You only stop taking action the moment you stop believing. So literally the moment you stop taking action, recognize, what did I stop believing in? The minute you stop taking action, the minute you feel fear, overwhelm, doubt, any negative emotion in your life, it's because you slip back into the old red light story. And in that moment, you must recognize it and you must make a shift. See, here's the challenge. Can you continue to believe in your big goals and dreams for your life, even when you're not seeing the results? Most people can't. Most people need to see it to believe it. One of my early mentors said this to me. I'll never forget it. He said, Bob, if you need to see it to believe it, you ain't never going to have it. See, that is faith. Faith is born from love. Every single moment of every single day, you must choose love over fear. You must affirm yourself instead of knock yourself down. And if that's where you focus every single day, starting there, I am telling you, you already are in the process of creating a better future. You want to know, people say you can't predict your future. That's not true. The only people that say that don't understand what I'm teaching you. I will tell you, I will predict your future results by the story that you tell yourself about yourself today. That is the power. This is where you need to focus. You can do this. You will do it. You just have to commit to the practice. So I'll share this with all of you. So if you got any value out of this message today, once again, I gave you like the most abridged version that I possibly could. If you're interested in learning more about this topic and you want to learn how to build belief, you want to learn how you can do this in your business, Marina will share a slide that I created with you. If you just go to this link, my website is yourvirtualupline.com. If you go to it's the next slide, Marina, yourvirtualupline.com/get started. That is a free leadership assessment that we've created that you can take, where we will teach you exactly where you are in your leadership development and growth. And we'll give you some action steps of things that you can focus on. But if you take that quiz, you'll be added to my mailing list. And I promise you, you'll get some information in the not too distant future about some of the things that we do. So if you're interested in checking them out and possibly being a part of them. So with that, Marina, I'll kick it back over to you. Thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome.
Can I just tell you, like, I'm like over here, like, please don't cry. Please don't cry. Every time you speak, it's a whole different level. It's not like this is what you do to go recruit someone. And I think that's what you teach is what's lacking in this industry. I told you that a long time ago with your Legacy Leadership Academy, like everything. I'm just so grateful for what you do for our profession and for saying yes of being here and blessing us with this gift, because everybody's blown away. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Keep up the great work. And thanks for your time, everybody. Have a great, today's the last day, right?
Yeah, today's the last day.
Cool. Have a great last day. So take care, everybody. See ya.
Thank you. Happy birthday. Oh, you guys, bring the tissues today. Just going to keep it 100 for you. This is going to be a very emotional ending to a powerful day. I'm just, incredible. We will, on the Healer dashboard, put that link for you if you missed it. So you can go back there, grab that link, take that leadership assessment from him. We've got to go into the next speaker. Melanie is up next. We're going to be talking about 5-step formula for fast start to network marketing success. So it's perfect. Shift the way you tell yourself a story and launch into this business. We're going to pull her up now. See you in the next broadcast.